So be prepared, for you don't know what day your Lord is coming.
Life was filled with guns and war, and everyone got trampled on the floor. I wish we'd all been ready. Children died, the days grew cold. A piece of bread could buy a bag of gold. I wish we'd all been ready. There's no time to change your mind. The sun has come. You've been left behind. A man and wife asleep in bed. She hears a noise and turns her head. He's gone. I wish we'd all been ready.
Now I want to share the following clip. It seems as though that Nancy Pelosi has just signed something into law. I don't get American politics, and I don't want to understand it. It's the pit of masonic hell, but it looks as though she can sign laws into law because she signed this most important piece of paper that I've got up on the screen here. But I want to share this clip in full because to me it's interesting, and it's troubling, and it's also giving me some nice confirmations about the things that I've been talking about. I'll just like this is most telling. And I want you to just have a look at her face and ask yourself, and go back to Acts 17:26. Are they like us? Have these people got the same blood as us? I'm going to stop this video a couple of times as I go through it, because there's a few things that I want to point out. So I'll play the clip now and explain what I'm talking about a little bit better as we go through.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for keeping your distance from each other.
So straight away, you can see the guy on the right. He's throwing out the Masonic hand signs. Now, he's going to talk in a minute. He's going to address at this lectern. And even the lectern, that's got like it's either an eagle or the phoenix rising from the ashes. And this, to me, looks like a sun hieroglyph. And you've got all of the American flags here and make America great again, right? You've got him throwing out Masonic hand signs, you've got him throwing out Masonic hand signs, and you've got their duping delight.
From each other, and we from each other here.
Duping delight as they make fun of their social distancing nightmare that they're inflicting upon the masses now. And the masses, they've got them spellbound by the blue star, right? So straight away, you can see their duping delight as they seem to be observing these social distance rules as they throw out their Masonic hand signs, laughing at the population. We'll keep going.
And we from each other here. This is a very special day for us. I think it sends a very clear message.
This is a very special day for us, right? Who's us? And have a look at this brooch thing she's wearing. I've taken a photo of this and I've blown it up. To me, it looks as though it's entirely possible that this thing is some sort of creature that's been trying to be born. We're back to this rebirth, right? Just got rebirth coming into me hard at the moment, because that's what these people are doing. For me, as I go on and on, they are this birthing of this beast from the sea that they call the Antichrist. It's imminent. It's imminent, and the Queen announced it in a Christmas message. We'll keep going.
To the American people, to America's families gathered in their homes, to all of the healthcare workers working to bring solace, minister to the needs of people who need their help, to the families who've lost a loved one.
Now, no one needs her help at all. I don't need her help. You don't need her help. No one needs her help. But look at her face. So she's got this brooch, which is, to me, indicating a rebirth of something. And look at her face. Is she like us? Does she have the same blood as us, as it says in Acts 17?
We want to send the message to them that our hearts are full of love. America's hearts are full of love for them. And we are.
Now, do you think that's true? Do you think that their hearts are full of love for us? Do you think that's the case? Or do you think she might be lying?
Are all a family. And like many families, we have our differences.
So they're all this thing's loaded, right? This thing's absolutely loaded. So they're all a family, and their family has differences. So for me, that's a real insight that there's a power struggle inside their Luciferian domination over the population, that they've got them spellbound by the blue star. Look at the face on it, right? Look at the face on it, this duping delight
From each other, and we from each other here.
as she talks to the public in code, saying that they are a family. And we're certainly not a part of it, are we? And we don't want to be a part of it, because they are not like us. Those who are held in the higher esteem of man are rejected by God and are seen as in the lowest esteem in the kingdom of God. Just look at her and remember that scripture in Romans, right? Put place to wrath, vengeance will be mine, saith the Lord. The Lord's going to get these people. He's coming at them. He's going to get them hard.
But we also know what is important to us. And America's families are important for us. So we're so pleased today to be able to have.
So America's families are important to them, and as she has them locked up in their houses and army vehicles on the street, we've got police patrolling the beach at the moment because people are sitting on the beach, because our households are so important to them. What's important to them is eliminating us, controlling us, and spellbounding us.
Passed on the floor, practically unanimously, this important bill, CARES, and we want to demonstrate that we do care for the American people in every way.
To the American public, we're here.
Okay, so she wants to demonstrate to the American public just how much they care. Now watch this bloke, watch his hands. Watch his hands as he summons the goddess of heaven, the queen of heaven, and remember we've got the Pope with a statue of Molech, and the connections I've made now to Molech, to the fertility goddess. She's wearing a brooch on her blouse that seems to be something getting birth, and she's telling us about how much she cares. And we've got the connections that I've made to the Queen of Heaven, the pyramid, how they receive the energy, and why these people are doing these pyramid hand signs, right? So watch this guy's hands.
Hear you, and we're working for you. To those who are on the front line in the medical community, we cannot thank you enough. Within this bill, there's more than $140 billion for hospitals.
Okay, so he puts out the big pyramid one as he talks about putting aside funds for hospitals. So that's what he's talking about as he summons the Queen of Heaven, the fertility goddess. Look at his eyes. He's got black eyes just like Biden. So he is summoning the Queen of Heaven, Lucifer, the fertility goddess, as he talks about channeling funds to hospital for this plague that was not, nor doth it have breath, this dystopian nightmare that they're inflicting upon the masses via the blue star, of which they all adore and will defend to their dying breath. These people that they've got spellbound, who want beliefs over the truth, will defend the blue star from hell over the truth to their dying breath. That's where the neutral people are different to us. These people are different to us, and so are the people who don't want the truth. To me, you've got three collections now of people, and this potentially where the third comes from. You've got us who want the truth, the body of Christ, the remnant of the seed of Abraham. You've got three different types of people. All of us, you've got those who want the truth, those who don't want the truth. And then you've got this breed of people who are different again. And do these people have the same blood as the rest of us? And is this the third what we talk about? Because in Zechariah 13, the Lord talks about a third will be tried through the fire. And we take that back into Peter. I think it's 2 Peter. where he says that your faith will be tried like fire. Those two are companion verses, and it's the third. And a third of them fall. A third of them fall, right, in Revelation. Is this where the third comes from? Is this why they love the number 33? Because they're different. They're different, and do they have a different blood type to us? And are these the tares? Are these the tares in Matthew 13? And are these the plants that the Father did not plant? Look at his hands. He's summoning the Queen of Heaven as he talks about channeling funds to the hospitals for this plague that does not have breath, that they have inflicted this dystopian nightmare upon the population, of a majority of whom will defend the lie, will defend the blue star to their dying breath. They will defend that. They will defend that as stoutly as we will defend and stand up for the truth. There's your division right now in 2020, brothers and sisters. Let's keep going.
Not just the necessity of the money, but also for the equipment to make sure to keep you safe and actually perform your job.
To keep you safe, right? When they come in the interest of peace and safety, they're just absolutely obsessed with our safety, are these people. But who's he talking to? Who's he talking to? So remember, he's talking to the frontline medical staff, and he's talking about channeling funds as he summons the Queen of Heaven. So these frontline staff, well, they're all part of the white coat of science, aren't they? And he's talking about the equipment that enables them to do their job. So what's the job? What's the job these people are doing, these frontline medical staff that needs all these funds that he's announcing as he's summoning the Queen of Heaven? What's the equipment they need? What's the job they're doing? I wouldn't have thought the hospitals are full of people with coronavirus, because it doesn't exist. So why do they need this money? What's the job that he's instructing them to do? What's this money actually for? And how deep does this go? At what point does it go from just a normal person going to work every day, caring for the health of others, to people who are complicit in this system? Because we know the World Health Organization, well, its logo is a serpent around the pole, and the world map behind it is exactly the same as the United Nations, a Luciferian Swiss association. And we know here in New South Wales, in Australia, that the ambulance logo is a Knights Templar shield, and the American Health logo, well, it's also a serpent going around a pole. So at what point do these people at the front line, when do they stop being just normal people going to work every day to people that are complicit? Because I know whenever I've been in a hospital, they've got signs everywhere saying abuse won't be tolerated. And what that means is that they can be as rude as they like to you, and you must obey every rule, and you must put up with their speech no matter what. They can just be as rude as they like to you, and if you take exception to that, or if you even ask them a question they don't like, it's termed as abuse. You go to these places, you go to these medical places, these Templar medical associations, these hospitals that are funded by the government, by the Swiss beast. They are reminiscent of a Templar organisation. So how deep does this satanic serpent organisation, this medical Templar system that we've got worldwide, how deep does this actually go? What's this equipment? Who are these frontline people? Why do they need this money? Why? This virus, it just isn't true. So where's it all going? What's it all for? Who's getting it? As we look at this Mason summoning the Queen of Heaven as he announces these things.
To every small business that is asked to shut down, and everyone who works for a small business, now the resources are there for you.
So you see, he's just absolutely obsessed with Masonic hand signs. This bloke, you see his black eyes, he's a Mason to the core. And now he's talking to small businesses, telling them how much they are there for them as he summons the Queen of Heaven. They're vile, these people. This gets even darker, guys. This gets even darker, this clip. I can't believe this clip. I can't believe it.
If you own a small business, apply for the loan. If you pay your employees, if you pay your rent, and you pay your utilities, that is not a loan. That is a grant. To the others, we have a tax credit for retention to keep your employees working. We will get through this together.
we will get through this together, right? So he's calling for unity. He's calling for unity so we can come out of this together, out of this dystopian nightmare and unify, because they're birthing this thing for the sea. I just can't believe what we're witnessing. Now, so have a look at them, right? So he's still doing it. He's still doing Masonic hand signs. This guy's doing Masonic hand signs. This woman's doing Masonic hand signs. This man is doing a Masonic hand sign. This man is doing a Masonic hand sign. All the media that are in on it, they're all a part of it. They're all in on it. Families first, with 2 pentagrams each side. It's just everywhere, right? It's everywhere. These people are not like us. But I want you to keep an eye on this one here. Just I don't know if you can see my cursor here, but the head of it is just over Pelosi. To me, is the same breed as the Queen. Just to her left, just to our right here. Keep your eye on this one. It's just unbelievable, this. And note the duping delight. She's got the brooch. This one can't clap her hands properly. Now watch it. Watch this. Watch this. Look at that. Look at that. Look at it. Look at it. What is that? That's not like us. That's not like us. Is that a tear? Is that a tree that the Father didn't plant? Look at it. So let's return back to the start of this clip.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for keeping your distance from each other, and we from each other here. This is a very special...
So we hear laughter of duping delight after she thanks them for observing their social distance rules. So let's now return to the end of the clip. This morning here in New South Wales, Australia, so concerned are they for our safety?
Police coast to coast will again raid parks, beaches and public spaces today, urging Australians to follow strict social distancing rules or face massive fines.
Yeah, but the major blitz on the community has been far from easy, with many officers reporting physical and verbal abuse. Despicable acts of abuse for our frontline police. Just overnight, a man accused of headbutting and spitting on an officer at Maroubra in Sydney over the closure of a beach.
So we see the police made out to be the big victim as they inflict this dystopian nightmare and make that man to be out like a raving lunatic, and all he wants to do is what's just and just live his life without the police breathing down his neck for not wanting to live in a dystopian nightmare. And we've got police right next to each other arresting people because police can't get the virus because the virus is obedient to government. So the police, school children and the army, none of them can get the virus. But so the police, they can huddle together while they arrest people. Of course, it's all for their own safety. And we return back to Congress, and there they are now. They're no longer observing their social distancing rules as they stand very close together to sign this very, very important piece of dystopian legislation to ensure that frontline medical staff of the Templar system have all the tools to inflict the dystopian nightmare among the populace who are all bedazzled by the blue star.
Walking up a hill, one disappears, and one's left standing still. I wish we'd all been ready. There's no time to change your mind. The sun has come.